Please see the description below for affiliate links to any products I regularly use or products I am testing in this video with my Dogo Argentinos. For Dogo themed merchandise, please visit our store, link also given in the description below.
Hi everyone. So it is currently almost 2 a.m. I have been really busy for the past couple days. Luckily tomorrow, I have to work still. Tomorrow's Thursday, but I have only 2 meetings and I don't have anything to do in the evening. So I should be able to get a better video tomorrow. But today I was packed full of meetings, and naturally, me and Samara. Today's Wednesday, so me and Samara we helped out at the AKC Kennel Club in our area for 3 hours to help with classes, and well, 2 hours technically to help with classes, and then 1 hour to actually participate in the class. So, needless to say, it's been busy, and I have not been able to record anything good. But I've decided to try to do this video with keeping score of whether Kratos can catch or not. So I have some fries here, old fries. I'm not old; they're a day old, but there are a couple of fries I didn't get to eat yesterday. So, well, let's see how he does. You ready? You ready? Good boy. Good boy. I'm sorry, Paco. Not for you, man. Um, so I also want to talk about some things in regards to the dogs and their future and kind of what my plan is now. But keep in mind that that plan might change going forward. I am still learning, and I will continue to learn. And as I learn, of course, my thoughts on things are going to change. So, as some of you guys may or may not know, I intend on breeding Kratos and Samara. This depends on whether or not they pass health testing, right? Um, Health testing is kind of just a part of breeding. You also have to look at temperament. So temperament wise, I think that my dogs are fine. Kratos has an amazing temperament. She's a dogo, so she's stubborn, but she has an amazing temperament. Kratos, not the best, but with proper socialization, he does great. He's a really good dog. I can basically take him anywhere, and he still has issues passing other dogs without trying to say hi and whatever and whatnot. But he's young, so keep in mind he's 14 months old. He's still a puppy in the Dogo Argentino Mastiff breed. So, but besides that, temperaments I could not be happier with. Honestly, Kratos, I thought Kratos was like as bad as I was gonna get, and so that's why I got Samara. But Samara definitely has more of the Dogo temperament, and she is super stubborn. But she's still a good girl. I just as an kind of an antidote, but an antidote. Gosh, I am saying that all wrong, guys. I cannot speak. As a side story, like every time we go to the AKC Kennel Club to help out, naturally there's 2 hours where I'm helping out with the other dog, so she has to be in a crate where she's chewing on a toy or just being angry that she's in a kennel. So but everybody's like, oh, she's such a good dog, this, then the fourth. I'm like, she is, as training wise, getting her to do things, she has been the most stubborn dog ever. And really, it's in regards to just her sit stay or her stay in general. She does not want to do that. She wants to do what the heck she wants to do. But regardless, people like all over, even though for me she's been my most stubborn dog just training wise, everyone else seems to think that she's just the best dog in the world, which is just, it blows my mind. But regardless, she's an amazing temperament. Kratos does really well too. He's always continued to blow my mind with things like, because I thought that his temperament was just like incredibly weak as a puppy, and and realistically, Kratos, he's a man. He's wary of everything. He observes everything from afar before he approaches it. Whereas Samara approaches, she's curious, right? Kratos observes and then approaches, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Their temperaments are great. They do really well outside the house, inside the house. They're amazing dogs. So temperament wise, I have no really serious concerns about whether or not I should breed them or not. I think that I did want to get a female with a stronger temperament, which I did. Samara is an amazing female temperament wise, like I said. Just because I felt like Rachel's temperament could be better. And so hopefully we'll produce puppies that, lean more towards Samara. But I will say Kratos has also been the easier dog to train. So, and that also it kind of relates with his temperament, but I'm talking about this too much. Temperament wise, my dogs are a-okay. Oh, look at his jewel. All right, you ready, man? Sorry, I was talking with I talk with my hands, and I had a fry in my hand, so I was literally just teasing him while I was talking. um, anyhow, excuse me. Anyhow, so the next step, which is what I'll be trying to get done this year, is their health testing. So the AKC, and you don't have to get your dog's health tested, but as a responsible breeder, I feel like my dogs need to be health tested before I can even think about sending off their puppies into the world, right? Because vet care is not cheap. Vet care is not cheap. Let me tell you. So, I've been trying to do what I can. So Kratos has been embark tested. I have his results. His results are in another video. If you guys want to watch it, it's an older video. But his health test, I have gone through embark. He only has one issue, and it's not a serious issue. I have the issue here. So Kratos has a low, and I will not be able to say this word, but I can do the acronym. So Kratos' baseline ALT level may be low normal. So ALT stands for whatever the heck that is. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, you guys. My computer cord is bad, so yeah, you guys, my computer's been through a lot. So alanine aminotransferase activity. I have no clue. But basically, the detail says that I should inform my veterinarian that Kratos has this genotype as ALT, which is acronym, is often used to indicate liver health, and Kratos is likely to have a lower than average testing or rest lower than average resting ALT activity. So this is important because if that ALT activity changes at all for him, and the vet's like, oh, it looks normal, it looks kind of normal, so it's fine. That means that for him, it could be that, yeah, it's gone up and then there's a serious issue going on with his liver, right? Or vice versa, if it's lower, they're like, oh yeah, it's incredibly low. Maybe it's just slightly lower than normal for him because he has a low baseline. But regardless, that is the only thing that popped up on his Embark DNA test. Samara's test results should be here, at least I've been told, by the beginning of March. So please look out for that video. But regardless, I'm hoping for good results there. Kratos, I'm definitely more concerned about his DNA just because he got and it doesn't necessarily mean that his hips and stuff will be good when I do get them tested, but I look at this as a baseline for like, okay, are they genetically predisposed for hip dysplasia or any kind of heart disease per embark? And it seems, at least on Kratos' side, that is not the case, which I'm incredibly comfortable with that simply because Kratos was my main concern when I got him for basically everything. And Samara, I'm not as worried. So there's a story behind that. I'm going to keep it short for this video. But basically, do another fry. Good boy. But basically, Kratos, the breeder that I got him from, and he was a first pick male, I will say that. But he was bred out, like his parents hunting dogs. He was born and raised outside. When I got him, he had a, gosh, yeah, I can't remember the actual, he had Giardia. So we got him cleaned up with that, which is good. He had Giardia. He had upper respiratory infection when I got him. He had a heart murmur when I got him. And that's kind of it. He had a lot of issues as a puppy. And honestly, all this stuff kind of came from just the way he was raised and bred and whatever. Not the way he was bred, but just like his environment was outside, outdoors. The dogs are very much outdoor dogs, right? So regardless of all that, the heart murmur thing cleared up as he got older, which the vet and the breeder told me it would, but as a new person, just kind of new to the breed, new to even trying to breed at all, I'm taking interest, I'm trying to learn what I can, but having that in the back of mind, like, okay, Kratos had a heart murmur when he was younger, even though the vets at the time said that's probably normal because he's a large breed dog, it just gave me a bit of concern. He doesn't have it now, and Samara never had it. And so I'm just kind of concerned that that's something that could lead to something different. So we definitely get him heart tested. Hip test wise, as you know, I was learning how to deal with high energy dogs, basically not Kratos, but basically Jack, when Jack and Kratos were younger. I'm much better at managing it now, but at first I definitely was rough on the edges. So there's definitely times when I let the dogs do stuff way too crazy, and Kratos, and outside, this is particularly outside, they never got hurt inside, but Kratos got, hurt in the process, like, he running away from Jack, running into things, a couple times when Jack just bulldozed into him and he got hurt from that. So I am worried that will affect his his hip scores, but we'll find out, right? But all things that I'm worried about, but I'm going to learn from, and going forward. But basically, Kratos is kind of the one who I'm worried about possibly getting little results because of his history. Samara, healthy dog. I'm not. I mean, not that she also had a parasite when she was younger. I can't remember which one it was, but we also got that cleared up fairly quickly. She had no other issues though, so even though she was born outside, well, she was technically born in like a shed or something, but regardless, I just have less worries because her breed is also an AKC breeder, so they just have higher standards. So Kratos, I am going to get him AKC registered. I have his pedigree. Um, I just have to send the paperwork in. That's literally what I have to do. It's sitting on the table over there. I have to put in the mail. Regardless, um, I just have higher standards for Samara's health and lower expectations for Kratos. So we're gonna get everything checked out anyway. But regardless, so per the breed standard, they have to get tested for deafness, which is the bear test, hip dysplasia, which is the OFA test, or it could be the pin hip test, the OFA or pin hip test. And they also need to get a cardiac evaluation, right? So those three things need to get done. The bear test, that can be done at any age. Samara's already been bear tested. I need to get Kratos bear tested. You're just drooling, man, aren't you? Ready? Good boy. Hip dysplasia, so that is the OFA or the pin hip test. I think I'm gonna go with the OFA test. Well, no, I'm not. I don't think. I know I'm gonna go with the OFA test simply because the kennel club that I'm going to be participating with is the AKC, and that's what they recognize. They recognize the OFA test. So we're going to do the OFA test. There's a bit of an issue with that, in which that you can't do the OFA test until they're 2 years of age, and I'll go into detail a bit more about that later. Gosh, I need to slow down talking. Um, but yeah, so basically we have the bear test, the OFA test, which is the hip test, and the cardiac evaluation. So there's no specific test for the cardiac evaluation. The details on the website just say cardiac exam done at 12 months or older by a cardiologist. So we have to get those three at the very least. The only thing that's been done is Samara's beer test. She was beer tested before she even got to me, which is amazing. And so Kratos has to get that done. And then they have to get hip tested and heart tested soon. So I plan on making sure that Kratos gets everything done this year. Kratos will be 2 this year, so he'll be able to do the OFA exam. So I'm not worried about that. Samara, she's already been bear tested. The only other thing she can do this year is the heart exam, which is fine, which is great. The issue is that she will not be 2 until next year, right? So this year she'll be turning 1. Next year she'll be turning 2. So she can technically not get the OFA pin hip evaluation until she's 2 years of age. And I thought that would be fine, but I've been doing research on just breeding in general, and I've run into a problem with waiting to breed her until after the OFA test or after she's 2 years of age, right? And this is the problem. So, Dogo Argentino, or not Dogo Argentino, but female dogs can sometimes get this infection called pyrometria. So, pyrometria is incredibly dangerous for your dog. Of course, if you catch it in time, it could be. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to look up some more information on it while I'm talking. If caught in time, it could be treated, and your dog can be fine, but it also can be can be deadly. A lot of times, it is fatal in dogs. I saw a percentage on it somewhere, but I cannot find that now, so I won't say it just in case it's like inaccurate. But preeclampsia is a very real possibility in your females if they go through heat and they're not bred. So it's something that you have to be aware of because it is deadly. So that's kind of a concern for Samara because as far as my understanding is, and I am still learning, so I could be totally wrong on this, but as far as my understanding is that the longer you keep your dog from being bred, your female from being bred, the higher the risk of preeclampsia is, each time they go through a heat cycle, right? And Samara should go through her first heat cycle around the age of 1 year. Aw, you missed it, man. And of course, heat cycles aren't that timely. She can go in earlier, she can go in later, but around her 1 year mark, she should go into heat, right? And I've been seeing a little bit of discharge every once in a while here, so I'm not sure if she's going to go into it early or not. But regardless, she should go into her first heat cycle around 1 years of age. Then after that, it'll be every 6 months after, right? So she'll go into a heat cycle at 1 year of age, then theoretically at 18 months, then theoretically at 2 years, right? At 24 months or 2 years. And the thing is that with the OFA testing, you can't do that testing until after they're 2 years of age. So therefore, it means that if I wait until she's 2 years of age, I have to chance her going through 3 heat cycles without being bred and breed her on her fourth heat cycle and hope that those 3 heat cycles she doesn't get seriously sick from pyometria. I'm sorry if I said preeclampsia. My bad, you guys. Pyrometria. Um, so and I'm new to this. I'm definitely gonna kind of consult with a reproductive veterinarian. But as far as what I've read thus far, at 18 months, their second heat, you should be trying to breed your dog just to kind of limit that risk. Um, and so if yeah, I might end up doing that. Like I said, I had to talk with a respiratory, not respiratory, a reproductive vet to be sure. But it looks like I might be breeding her at 18 months of age. And so therefore she will not be, if I do that, like I said, I have time to do some research and I will do research. But if I do breed her at 18 months of age, she will not have the OFA testing. And so therefore her first 2 litters possibly will, be done before she's OFA tested. But like I said, I'll have more details on that as the time gets close. I mean, honestly, it's gonna be pretty close here soon. Um, she's if we go by, just how old she is, she should be going through her first heat cycle in June, and then her second heat cycle in December of this year. So, meaning she'll be 18 months at December of this year. So technically, that's when she'll be bred, which seems so quick to me. I feel like she's still a puppy, at this moment, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got a lot of things to do this year, so we'll see. What happens in between now and then. They still have to be health tested, right? But that's just kind of my thought process of what the plan is going forward for now. So, but yeah, so she will get OFA tested. It just might not be until after she's already had her second litter of puppies. But like I said, we will find out. We'll wait and see. How everything kind of works out as things go. Like I said, her heat cycle's not. It's not going to be exactly her birthday that she goes into heat. Um, is not going to be, it's not going to be exactly 6 months after, her first heat cycle that she'll go in her second heat cycle. So there's room for time, but just in general, that's what I'm thinking. I do not want to risk Samara to pyometria when it has the potential of being deadly, right? But I will still get her heart tested, and before she's bred for sure. So yeah, so that is one of the things that I want to talk about today, you guys. And like I said, this is just my thought process. I'm rambling. Um, I'm trying to think about this because the time is coming up soon to where she'll be ready to be bred. And like I said, this year we will be doing getting a lot of the tests out the way. And so I just want to kind of be upfront with my thought process at the moment. Gosh, I've been talking for a long time. So yeah, so those are the three big things I want to do this year. Are the one big thing is do health testing. That's kind of the ideal for how their breeding is going to go going forward if they are tested, very healthy for breeding. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about it. I really haven't thought about it too much more since then. I do want to, because my two dogs here, they're not really show quality. However, I do want to do other activities with them like nose work, agility, um, etc. So maybe not confirmation, but there's other things you can title in. So I want to do that with these dogs, but I do eventually want to show one of their offsprings. So have no clue exactly how that's gonna work. As far as whether or not I'll keep a puppy from their first litter or when I decide to keep a puppy, I have no clue. But that's just kind of my thought process on what things are going so far on my plans so far. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. I've rambled a lot. Let me throw some more fries. Aw, fail, man, fail. Yeah, that's it. So a bit of a longer video today, you guys. Mostly me just talking, but thank you for joining anyway. If you guys have any questions, I don't know if I'll be able to answer. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm trying to do my research as the time closes on their ages. But please let me know if you have any questions. But regardless, as I go through this process, as we get good boy, as we get tests done, as I get results, and like I said, Samara's embark test results are coming soon. I want to share all the information with you guys. Like I said, my goal is to be a responsible breeder. I want to set a standard for what a responsible breeder is, and so yeah, that's my goal. So I want to bring you guys along that journey as I learn and grow myself. All right. So anyway, guys, that is it for me today. Like I said, please look forward to more interesting videos coming forward, and not just me talking really fast in the video. Um, and I will talk to you guys, good boy, later. Bye.